All right, so let's give Obama a chance to respond here on this whole Ayers issue, and he wants to knock down this Ayers thing himself.
The notion that somehow he has been involved in my campaign, that he is an advisor of mine, that I've palled around with a terrorist, all these statements are made simply to try to score cheap political points.
You know what somebody needs to ask John McCain? Hey, what's your frickin' point? And I'm being literal about it. I would take the frickin' out of it, but what's your point? Like, do you think that he's going to have Bill Ayers run some sort of terrorist operation from inside the Oval Office? I want to know. Do you have a real point? Is there, like, it's a question that needs to be asked on a campaign level, not just on a rhetorical level. Like, I'm trying to understand why you keep bringing this up. If you don't have a good answer for it, then I have to assume you're doing it to smear him based on race and religion, except he's not even Muslim.
You served on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee or the Commerce Committee with Strom Thurmond, who's a racist, who ran for president as a segregationist. Mm-hmm. I think we need to investigate whether John McCain is a segregationist.
Oh, no, that was a long time ago. But so was Bill Ayers. So we need to ask more questions.
We need to ask more questions. How close to Jesse Helms and Strom Thurmond was John McCain? He went to parties with them. He was cordial to them in the hall. He, by the way,
he worked with them for years. He worked with them for decades.
Yeah, right.
And these people were out and out racist. Okay,
right.
And I mean, racist. Strom Thurmond wanted to separate the races. He ran for president based on that notion. So, but that was a long time ago. So was Bill Ayers. So yes. I guess you have to. And then, by the way, how much did they influence you? Because you actually had official actions that mattered in that. Because you said we shouldn't have a Martin Luther King Day. Were you listening to Strom Thurmond and Jesse Helms when you decided that?
You supported George Bush's Iraq policy. His Iraq policy included giving material support to the Mujahideen al-Khalq, which is a terrorist organization. You have not repudiated George Bush fully on Iraq, and would you continue to support terrorists if you were president, or do you have links to terrorists?
You know, I mean, you just go on forever.
I mean,
right?
it's frustrating to do this, with each other, because I'd love to do this on a conservative show and hopefully make the point, which I hope is obvious that we're making, is that those connections are retarded. I mean, they're ridiculous, and I wouldn't for a second hold John McCain responsible for that. He served in the Senate with Jesse Helms and Strom Thurmond because they were elected to the Senate, and that was his job. And those were other guys on the Senate. Barack Obama served on that board because this guy had become sort of a leading figure in Chicago and in Illinois on education, and so they were on that board together.
But I question John McCain's character flat out. I think he's a terrible guy. I do. I mean, the kind of campaign he's run, he would do anything to get at power.